Can it be important? Sure.
For 14 years of education. And look at me, I'm all withered.
Ultimately, no full program.
What's up guys, this is Musa. This is going to be part 4 of the video series, why or why not schooling. And by schooling I mean high school, university or a college. If you haven't watched the last 3 videos of this video series, please make sure that you watch them here. Now before we get started, there are a few things which you guys need to know. Starting with Canadian universities, at least 8 of them have a completion rate of below 60%. This is according to Narcity and Maclean's. So the important question here is, why do people drop out? Canadian high school dropout rates average between 5 to 14%, and they can go as high as 50% or more in low-income communities. Now this is as per Pathways to Education. Now this is extremely bad. Well, we also know that dropping out of school due to financial reasons is a universal problem. Now talking about US, there were 2.1 million status dropouts aged between 16 to 24. And the overall status dropout rate was 5.4%. And this was according to NCES. Now in order to understand why or why not schooling, let us divide people into 3 groups. Group 1, people who go to school and drop out. Now some people in this would be Steve Jobs, gave us Apple, Bill Gates, known for Microsoft, or Mark, known for Facebook. Now all these people, they drop out of school for good reasons at some point in time. And look at them now. And imagine if you're paid to drop out of school. For example, Thiel Foundation, which gives up to $100,000 to young entrepreneurs to skip college and to pursue their business dreams. And this is according to Forbes. Well, $100,000, that is a lot of money. Now moving on to group 2, people who go to school and finish school. Now people in this group would be Jeff Bezos, known for Amazon, Warren Buffett, known for Berkshire Hathaway. So going to school and not dropping out turns to be useful in some cases. I'm giving you guys rich examples. Now moving on to group 3, these are the people who didn't even graduate from high school. So the examples in this case would be Jay-Z, the rapper, Richard Branson, Ortega, the founder of Zara in Spain. Not even high school. Now that is interesting. Now all these 3 groups. So if you go to school and you drop out, or you go to school and you finish your studies, or even if you don't graduate from your high school, for example. So in all these 3 cases, you need to understand one simple thing. You have to have a reason why to or why not to go to school. Now having said that, let us see what our friends have to say about why or why not schooling. So let us get started.
People learn in different ways. So some people learn with having things taught to them, by lectures, by just having examples thrown in front of them. But some people honestly learn from hands-on, so they actually have to do the things in order to actually be able to remember. And sometimes it's also a repetition thing. So I find that school, in some cases, should be. If somebody can enter a job and test to the requirements of the job, they should be able to do that job just based on fulfillment rather than level of education. Can it be important? Sure. But should it be the most important thing?
I have various paths one can take in life. If something is successful for one person, it might not necessarily be successful for somebody else. Let's say somebody wants to be a doctor, maybe schooling is beneficial, but somebody wants to be an entrepreneur or open a business doesn't always necessarily need schooling, I don't think.
I do have mixed feelings about this topic. As you said, I also think that it really depends on the person. So if the person knows what they want to do with their life, then they can learn anything and apply it in their real life without necessarily going to school. But if they have no idea where they want to go or what they want to do, I think schooling is important because you will get knowledge and you'll learn and you'll meet people. I think that's what is the most important thing in schooling, is to just meet people.
It depends on the person,
and
right?
make connections, right?
The right path might not be right for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't have a solution, but I do feel that in my 4 years undergrad, I really don't think that it prepared me for any career. Right now, I'm an infectious disease doctor. My undergrad was in science. And although some of the courses maybe prime me a little bit for medical school, I feel on the large part that it was very expensive, and I really don't think the courses I took prepared me for my career in any way. And it was 4 years. And I always wonder if you could train a doctor directly out of high school exactly with the skills they need. I'd imagine 3-4 years they could be functioning versus I've done after high school for 14 years of education. And look at me, I'm all withered.
That schooling is important to some extent. Someone in my family who is very experienced in their field has been able to move their way up the ladder in their career. But at some point, even though they're quite qualified in what they do, they're finding that there are younger people fresh out of school that are getting the job over them. On the other hand, I also have a friend who was a high school dropout, became an entrepreneur, started a business, gained skills, and ended up going into getting a job and really built his skill set from there, and was able to make something of himself without even a high school degree. Maybe some small education here and there, certifications and things like that, but ultimately no full program. But I think it has its pros and cons. Someone said to me that it's almost like a lottery ticket. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to get the job in the future, but it does increase your chances, just because it does show that you can be disciplined enough to complete something on a longer term and commit to it.
People need to learn about themselves, so I do encourage, it's not going to college right after high school isn't essential. I think it'd probably be more important. I just think it's essential that it's more important if a student or a person learns about themselves, explores the world, learns different cultures, then that would give them a better understanding of themselves, and then in light they would be able to make a better decision on how they would want to spend their career or what career to get into, because you never know what you could experience while traveling. Different experiences could enlighten something different in somebody where you didn't think it was possible. You could meet someone that could inspire you, and all of a sudden you might change your path, and your passions and your values might change as a result. So I don't think that diving right into college or university is as important as people think it is. I mean, I'm an advocate for traveling. I mean, I've learned a lot through traveling, so I just think, if you were to take a year off after high school, it would prove more beneficial in the long run, because the world's a big place, and the more you expose yourself to these things, the more you learn about yourself and about different cultures and about the world. So yeah, I don't think it's mandatory. It shouldn't be mandatory.
I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please make sure that you guys subscribe, and see you guys next time.